Hall of Fame. Definitely, I feel like a worthy candidate. He changed the game to. He brought a level of intensity to basketball that it was missing. He was one of the last few, I say, recruiting classes that came out that actually stood out to me and actually had basketball IQ and just a great talent that came out during that class. But Tracy McGrady is going to the NBA Hall of Fame. Well deserved. His career ended short because of back problems. He had a couple of back injuries, but he still was a monster on that court. A definite, dominant small forward / point guard. Definitely, he. Everybody remembers the All-Star game where he threw it off the backboard and dunked it on pretty much anybody that was around. But he's an aggressive, dominant player, definitely a scorer. So kudos to my man T-Mac for Tracy McGrady, for making the NBA Hall of Fame. A little April Fool's news that somebody posted, and I'm so mad that it wasn't true, but there was a April Fool's going around that Outkast was going to be dropping the EP. As much as I wish it was true, but it's not. Outkast is not dropping an EP or album, and it looks like they're not dropping one anytime soon. So sad day as far as music history. But Outkast is not dropping an EP though. But I do have an artist who is going to be dropping an EP, and I'll get into that later on in tonight's show. But here's some interesting news. Let's talk about this. In July of, this is seem like far away, but it's only 7 years away. But LA is trying to get the bid to bring the Olympics to the Summer Olympics in July starting July 19th, 2024. And guess who's involved in this? No other, you know who. Anything in LA that's dealing with some sports or some money or both together, you know it's Magic Johnson. But this one, he's teamed up with Dr. Dre. And I'm going to say Dr. Dre is kind of heading the bid for LA to get the Summer Olympics of 2024. And Dr. Dre was most recently announced, matter of fact, as one of the 117 people on the list of current and nominated board of directors on Los Angeles Olympic bid team. The list also includes Magic Johnson and Lakers owner Jeanine Buss, and the heads of the Clippers, Dodgers, Rams, and Warner Brothers Disney, and several other notable celebrities and athletes and businesses. Now, the diverse group of 117 leaders and innovators are drawn from the sports, entertainment, media, technology, and higher education business, and public sectors in California and around the world, helping LA 2024 develop game plans that will serve the Olympic movement in 2024 and beyond. This is what the group is saying. The Los Angeles only competition is Paris. Now, I think that with the recent things that have been going on in Paris and etc., I think, LA's a shoe-in, but Lord forbid, they have the Olympics and they have another earthquake. I mean, one more earthquake and California's going to be knocked off the map. California will be an island. California will be an island if they have another earthquake. But if LA gets the bids, the game would be held July 19th, 2024 to August 4th, 2024. This will be the first time an American city hosted the Olympic Games since Salt Lake City hosted the Games in 2002. This will also make them the first American city to host the Olympics 3 times. To make the moment even more historic, July 28th, 2024 will make the 40th anniversary of the 84 Summer Olympics. And July 30th, 2024 will also be the 92nd anniversary of the city's 1932 Summer Olympics. So, to me, it sounds like they have a good chance of getting it, and I'm hoping they do, because it'll be pretty dope to have the Olympics actually in the U.S., and people actually can travel. Some of the younger generation can actually see Olympics up front and up close. Some Olympics, to me, I think are better than the Winter Olympics. I think the Winter Olympics have some of the gayest events. Nobody wants to see figure skating. Bobsledding is cool. Snowboarding is dope. But it's nothing. It's boring in the Winter Olympics. It's nothing manly. The man sports are in the Summer Olympics. Of course, basketball. You got baseball. You got boxing. You got track and field. The discus. As far as the track and field, you got. Everything. So that'd be great. Pretty much, I think that'd be a dope move for LA, the city of LA, to actually get the Summer Olympics in 2024. So here's an interesting story about so many, I live in Atlanta, ATL, shout out to all my ATLians, shout out to the state of Georgia, right? So a lot of people were hitting me up and making sure I was okay and seeing what was going on in the city. We had the collapse of the bridge on 85 North. And so let me give you what's being reported thus far about the situation that happened in Atlanta a couple days ago. And I'm really trying to, I thought it was April Fool's, but it was reported yesterday, so it's very credible source. So, they're saying 3 people have been arrested in connection to the fire that collapsed an elevated portion of Atlanta's Highway 85 earlier this week. The 3 named people are Basil Elby, Sophia Bruner, and Barry Thomas. So yeah, it was some black people involved, y'all. Hate to say it. And no, they're not getting my coon of the week. Because this is all just not even rumored fact, but they are innocent until proven guilty, okay? But they're saying Elby, so these Barry Thomas, they were arrested. All these people were arrested on Friday. They're saying Elby faces a charge of criminal damage to property, and Bruner and Barry each face criminal trespassing charges. So, as the story unfolds, they say, we believe that they were together when the fire was set, and Elby is the one who set the fire. Deputy Insurance Commissioner Jay Florence told the AJC. Elby, who has 20 arrests dating back 2020, remains in custody. Authorities say additional charges could be added as the investigation progresses. Florence did not discuss how the fire was started. No injuries were reported, and no cars were on the bridge when it collapsed. Fortunately, firefighters at the scene recognized cracks in the concrete and swiftly called for evacuation. I thought they were going to say firefighters noticed crack, because you had to be a junkie to think that you're going to it had to be an idiot to set that fire. But a lot of that story doesn't add up. I don't see why they would set that fire. But I heard a lot of ignorant stuff, especially the next day after it happened, and people were saying it was a terrorist attack. I don't think terrorists is going to blow a portion of a bridge up. I mean, come on. Let's just go ahead and blow up. Let's go ahead and stop it right before it gets to 400, and then leave the rest of the highway to fine. Come on, you sound stupid. Okay, that's not I don't know if Trump has you or people have you so brainwashed that everything is a terror attack. Everything is not a terror attack. This is an act of no. To me, it sounds like a mistake. Sound like something, or they. I mean, if they were around this equipment and they weren't trying to steal it, but they're gonna set it on fire. That don't make any sense. I could see somebody making an electrical mistake because it was around some equipment. It could have been spontaneous combustion. Could have been a few things, but for somebody to set this on fire, they had to be working with some kind of narcotic in their system to be that dumb. But yeah, so 3 people were arrested because what's funny, when I watched the news and they talked about the story, and I watched the fire, nobody said how the fire even started, but all of a sudden they found somebody, so they said it's start the fire. So, oh well, that's that for that story. So I reported a couple of days ago. Well, literally it is, but I reported on Thursday about Stephen Hill stepping down as the whatever position he had with whatever position he had with BET, but he's no longer affiliated with BET as of yesterday, Friday, March 31st. But there's an interesting story that has unfolded now with BET, and I think this is probably why this has raised my eyebrow when Stephen Hill was stepped down. Sound like to me he might have been forced to step down, but this is a story that I think that is very, very interesting. So there's a young lady, and I don't want to kill her name, but early this week, Chairman and CEO of BET Networks, Deborah Lee, announced in a memo that they're president of programming. So that was his position, president of programming. That's why programming was terrible on BET. Jesus Christ. But anyway, Stephen Hill will be leaving his position at the company after 18 years. Deborah Lee made the announcement via memo to the BET team just before announcing that Connie Orlando will serve as a replacement for Hill. I always felt that Deborah Lee. Let me hold my opinion about Deborah Lee. But anyway, as she continued, she announced an additional departure, writing additionally Zoe Marshariki. If I'm brutalizing, killing her name, I'm sorry. And she was head of original programming, will also be departing with the network. However, since the letter has been refuted, as Marshariki has revealed that she has left the company, but not for good. In a note to BET staff obtained by Deadline, Marshariki revealed that she is on medical leave, and by law, her job is protected. That is true. The FMLA Act does protect you on that. So if you're out on leave for medical reasons and a job fire you, get a lawyer and sue, because you own half of that company. That is illegal if they approve your FMLA and they fire you during that time. So this is from Marshariki. This is her statement. As quote, as many of you know, she wrote, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in December and have been out of the office and on medical leave since my first surgery on February 6th. I just had another surgery last week, and it is painful recovery for me. It has also been hard on my children as well. I heard yesterday that Stephen was leaving BET. I'm concerned that there was a reference to me, as Stephen's departure is a separate issue from my status at the company, Marshariki said. Here are the facts. She continued, I'm on medical leave. My job is protected by the FMLA Act, Family Medical Leave Act. And she has a contract in place from Viacom/BET. Now, as you know, as I talked on Thursday, Viacom owns BET, VH1, and MTV as well. So she says Viacom/BET are aware that I am scheduled to return on April 11th, and that my medical leave may need to be extended depending on the progress of my recovery.